Here today, Spain's Prime Minister says he's confident his country can find a solution with the United Kingdom over Gibraltar. It comes amid reports Spain is trying to force the EU to recognise its claim to Gibraltar in the event of a no-deal Brexit. Pedro Sánchez joined me earlier. It's an exclusive interview when he says he's not creating a new dispute. He's trying to solve the problem.
I think we always have this dispute with the UK government, but we have a very constructive approach. I think that we need to give opportunities not only for the people that live in Gibraltar, but also in the surroundings. And we already reached agreement with the British government in order to manage this transition period. So I'm confident that we will find a solution, a constructive solution with the UK.
Right, but this is about if there's a no-deal situation and you requiring all EU legislation to recognise Spain's legitimacy over Gibraltar.
Not the legitimacy will be the law, the relation between the Gibraltar and the European Union, and this is something that, of course, is, I believe, in the interest of Gibraltar government to do through the Spanish government.
But you are going to get the EU to recognise your claim in a way that you've not been able to as long as the UK was a member of the EU.
Well, what I think is that we need to think about the people that live in Gibraltar and in the surroundings. I think that we need to give them an opportunity, that we need to reestablish a new relation between the Gibraltar and Spain, and of course with the UK. So I'm not creating any new dispute with the UK government. What I want is to solve this problem, a historical problem, and I think that we're very close to do it.
Let's talk on the question of migration. The issue of migration. Spain has been more accommodating than its neighbours in this sense. What do you take, and you've had a much greater demand. You are now the front line in this.
We've always been the front line with other European Mediterranean countries. I think it's very important to have a very deep and strong relation with Morocco, which is a very important country in order to manage the flows.
But as other countries refuse boats, Italy, for example, refuse to, are you worried that you become the default destination?
Well, what I think is that migration is a common challenge that we're facing, not only the Mediterranean countries, but all the European Union.
You want more money. You've said that there's not enough money being put forward by the EU for this.
What I think is that we need to strengthen our ties with the countries of origin and countries of transit. And that means that we need to create a structural ties and structural relations between the European Union and Morocco.
Do you fear that this is going to get out of control next year or this summer? Do you fear that you're going to be left in the default position carrying the responsibility here, of burden sharing?
I see a lot of empathy from the European Union Commission and from the member states of the European Union. So I think that we are going to manage this situation in Spain and elsewhere.
Choose a colour.
Of course, the red.
Everyone says, of course, the red. And look, all right, you know how this works. Yeah. You can either sign on to somebody else, or you can write in your own somewhere in the spaces that says left.
Okay, I would say digital skills.
That you see as being the biggest worry, biggest potential problem that you need to work on.
Because it means opportunities, it means education, it means productivity, competitiveness, and prosperity.